Hey friends, we're in Johnson Valley, California. I'm with my buddy Danny. We've got his Jeep, and we're gonna install the Micro Mobile from Midland, USA. Stay tuned.
Midland is a 15-watt Micro Mobile, and what's nice about this one is that all the controls are in the handheld mic, unlike the one I have in my truck. So it allows me to go ahead and hide the box if I like, or keep it exposed like it is. But I can't wait to put this in the Jeep. Aside from this, I decided to get both antennas. I didn't know which one I want to go with. We have the 3 dB. This one's very small, concealable, low profile. And there's also the 6 dB, which is the one I think I'm gonna install. It has 2 whips for flexibility at the bottom and at the middle. So I think I'm gonna go with this one.
All right, so Danny wants to center mount his Micro Mobile because it just makes the most sense to have it on top of the dash. In order to do so, we've got to just remove some plastic clips, which are super easy on these Jeep JKs. We're gonna remove the front panel that conceals the radio so we can hide the wires behind the radio system, and it's a clean, flush look. All right, so that's the only wire you see so far. We had to use the 12-volt plug. We didn't want to avoid hard wiring it. And it flushes behind this mold, behind the radio, and it comes out to the rear where we're going to mount the Micro Mobile here in this little convenient cutout. So check this out. We're working from the rear forward because we want to be able, we know we can conceal a bulk of the wires behind the dash. We don't want the bulk of the wires to end up here, so we're starting from the rear, fishing the lines forward, and we're gonna end up with a bulk of the wires forward, and we'll show you how clean this looks. So Danny's got a fabric top, and we put the wire that comes from the rear rack through, and we're fishing it now through the upholstery channel, which pulls out rather easily. It's already undetectable. To give you an idea, we ran the wires underneath this door channel right here, just like so. It pushes in. I pushed the plastic paneling aside, went behind it, and as you can see here, there's a huge groove my fingers fit under it, and that's where the rest of the wires go. And it's coming out over here, which will plug eventually to the back of the Micro Mobile.
As you can see, I put the mic right here where it's visible for me at all times. I like the placement that we decided on. It looks really clean. The wires are completely like 99% concealed. Really happy with how all this turned out.
All right, now that we got the inside taken care of, we've got the wires to the antenna channeled through the back. It's time to install the antenna so we can get through our range test.
Finished drilling it, and this is the finished result. Perfect.
Yeah, we made the hole wide enough to put the antenna, the coaxial through. There's a brass bracket that fits underneath that fits the threading for this antenna. 2 springs, it's perfect for this Jeep. Can't wait to take it out. So I told you at the beginning of this video, we installed our own Micro Mobiles. I used the magnetic antenna that comes with the kit for the entire trip, and that's what I'm utilizing now. I don't have the 3 dB gain or 6 dB gain antenna on my system right now. Danny has the 6 dB gain. He's gonna drive way out there, and we're gonna try to do this in 2 mile, then 4 mile, and then every mile increments after that, and probably get on the other side of some hills just to see what kind of range we get. All right, we're resetting the odometer to 0. Kristen's in my truck with the Micro Mobile with the mini magnetic antenna. We've got the 6 dB gain antenna. We're gonna go into town because we need to buy a new spark plug for one of my kids' bikes, and we're gonna do an extreme range test because we have to drive about 45 miles. I don't think we'll get that far, but we wanna see just how far we can get. Stand by. All right, we got our wives doing the range test from the stationary position. Funny. You guys ready? Thanks for helping. We'll be back. All right, we're set at 0 on the odometer, and the place we need to go is 45 miles. I don't know if we'll get that kind of range, especially since we're gonna be on the other side of a mountain. But I'm real curious to see just the kind of range we're gonna get. What's funny about this range test is we're both police officers, and Danny's wife is a dispatcher. We're both camping on vacation, and the last thing I want to do is talk on the mic, so this should be interesting. All right, so we left camp. We're at the main highway at 247 now, the entrance back into town, and we're how many miles?
2.2.
2.2 miles for our first radio check.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy?
Copy you loud and clear.
Awesome, and the transmission is pretty good too. All right, we're pulled over on 247 miles 5.4.
Yep.
And our second range test.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy?
We copy you, still loud and clear.
Pretty clear transmission.
Same here, you're loud and clear as well.
All right, we hit 10 exactly on the odometer. We've got a couple of big hills and mountains in between us. We're pretty far. We'll see what happens.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy?
We still copy you loud and clear.
Wow, I'm impressed. Crystal clear.
Yeah, you guys sound pretty crystal clear on our end too.
All right, so from here on out, we don't know what the range capabilities are with our environment. So we're gonna try to dial it down. Instead of going every 5 miles, we're gonna try to do every mile or two and see where we go from there. All right, 12 miles on the odometer. Let's see where we're at.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy?
Still copy you loud with a bit of static.
Same here.
Awesome. Not bad. We're gonna push it out and see where we go from there. All right, we are 14 miles out. We lost line of sight a long time ago. We're basically on the other side of a mountain ridge. We'll see how this goes.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy?
Ooh, nothing.
Ooh, nothing. Let's see, maybe if we get past this.
Try it again.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy? Unless one of the kids flipped in there. Yeah, nothing.
All right. I think we've reached our limit.
Let's go back 1 mile.
Yeah, let's do that at 13 and see what we do from there.
So, okay.
All right, so we pushed it back a mile. I think 14 miles was too much. So we're back now at about 12 and a half miles. All that is in our way. Where we are is slightly higher, and our camp is down below a ravine area. Mind you, we have the 6 dB gain antenna on the Jeep and just the micro magnet mount antenna that came with the Micro Mobile. I think this is where our limits are. We're going to give it a final go.
Danny to Christian, how do you copy? Danny to Christian, how do you copy?
Weird.
Very weird.
All right, final verdict. I think 12 miles was the range. We had trouble communicating with them. I called Kristen on her cell phone. She said she could hear us, but she could not transmit back to us. So I think the best thing to do would be to put another 6 dB gain antenna back at base, and it would probably give us a lot more mileage. They said they could hear us every time we transmitted. They just couldn't transmit back to us. We couldn't acknowledge their copy. So, what do you think?
Yeah, it's still very impressive, especially for the terrain that we're in. As far as we went, very impressed.
Yeah, and most people aren't going to use this system beyond, to the extremes that we are. We're using it for camping, for road trips, and honestly, we probably don't need more than 10 miles. And the fact that we were able to transmit from 14 miles and home base could copy is probably a realistic expectation, right? We want our kids who go on trail rides to be able to, send in a Mayday or SOS if they need to. And all we need to do is be able to hear them and kind of go in the general direction they are if we're out of range and find out where they are. Any final thoughts, Danny?
No, that's it. I'm really impressed with the whole system. I like what we've done with our truck and with the Jeep, and the installation was a piece of cake. So, yeah, overall, amazing.
Overall, amazing. Well, thanks, Midland USA. We're very happy with your Micro Mobile products. The install literally took 15 minutes, and that's with making modifications to your cage on your Jeep. Very impressed. We highly suggest and recommend this product if you guys are looking for something for camping, for off-roading, for hiking, for road trips. This is it. Take care, guys.